G'day viewers, it's the weekend, which means I've been a little bit slack, and it's time for totally fucked up week in review.
Yeah, week in reviews, which was
not quite as snappy as TFU
bad.
Friday, which is why I've got to try and get Friday. But yeah,
we've got lots of topics.
Well, yeah, well look, and the one that so many people
Oh, hang on. Hello, it's me, it's Aussie, I'm here too. Yeah.
The one topic that so many people sent, and it was the absolute dictionary definition of totally fucked up, is the trial of the Steubenville Rapists. If you've not heard of it, lucky you. As a town in Texas, it was a football town. When you're not from America, the way these high school sports dominate some towns is fucking terrifying. It just is not real human behaviour, honestly. But a couple of young, promising footballers rape a girl. She's drunk. She's like paralytic drunk. She's unconscious. And they rape her and they take photos, videos. They share on the internet. They boast to their friends. Other people make jokes about it. You know, rape. It's so fucking funny. Okay? And surprisingly enough, because they've given the evidence of what they did to the world, because they didn't see a problem with it, but they've given the evidence. So surprisingly enough, they're convicted of rape.
What?
I know, right?
What? Like, so they rape her, and then they fucking put all the visuals on everywhere, and then the prosecution just goes, you took photos and videos, you're an idiot.
And the one thing everyone sent me was links to how fucked CNN in particular was. It's not like they're alone, but CNN almost seemed to take an editorial stance of, let's take the side of the rapist. They're saying, oh, when I was in the court and I saw the verdict handed down and the rapists seemed upset that they're now going to be punished for being rapists. Oh, I'm so sad for these boys that had such a promising future, and now they're not going to have lucrative football careers because they'll be in fucking jail for being raped. And they were seriously, let's feel sorry for the rapists. For fuck's sake, so few rapes are reported because of this attitude. So few convictions are achieved because of this attitude. When one gets there, cut and fucking dried, these guys are fucking rapists. You don't fucking take their side. It's that straightforward. There's one victim in a rape, the rape victim, not the rapist. The rapee, the victim, the person who is targeted. Okay? The rapists aren't victims. When they get prosecuted and jailed and their life ruined, it's because they fucking deserve it. It's that straightforward. I really can't believe media is... I understand individuals being fuckwits because people are stupid.
Oh, they are stupid. They are retarded. I mean, they're more retarded than me.
Which is saying something, and I'll back him on this, okay?
Because, you know, you see attitudes and you go, you've got an attitude of being a fucktard.
Including some of the people, and a lot of these people were local to the town, going on Twitter and such like saying, oh, bitch ho, she deserved it, I'm going to get revenge on her, including people threatening to kill her, right on public discourse where they can be identified. That's the other thing. When people do shit, when they're going to be identified, and they're like, what could possibly go wrong? I'm just committing a serious criminal offence and identifying myself publicly. What could possibly go wrong?
I don't understand why you've got me in to lock up for threatening to kill. All I did was say that she was a slut hoe and I'd take my 48 and fucking blow her fucking tits off.
And again, just to blow stereotypes out of the water, the worst offender, who I think was the first one arrested, was a young woman, okay?
Yeah.
So no one has a fucking monopoly on being fucked with this rape culture, victim blaming. It's a look, and just by coincidence, this week one of the longest running talkback radio people in Australia, John Laws, the Golden Tonsils.
The Golden Tonsils.
He gets a woman on his show.
Now, just before we go on.
Yes.
The Golden Tonsils has retired.
He still has a show though.
He then came back and got a show.
Yeah.
And it's not too certain whether the Golden Tonsils, who has got to be 80 odd.
Yeah.
Right.
He's
has
looking a bit
all
gone.
of his faculties.
Yeah, look, I'll try and post you a link to a recent interview where he looked more than a tad crazy.
Yeah.
But this week he's outdone it by he has a woman on his show and she's recounting stories of childhood abuse, appalling stories, and she's in tears on the show and she's saying it was the worst. So it was family abuse. Her father, uncle, brothers sexually abusing her from when she was about 6 years old through to when she was about 15, where she finally went to get help after being trapped in this situation for that long. And Laws has gone with, did you ask for it? Did you lead them on? Were you provocative? You know, were you doing this for attention? And he just kept going, and not even just on his own show, when everyone went, oh my fucking God, what's wrong with you?
What is your problem, John Laws? How is a 6-year-old provocative?
And he kept going to, no, 15. No, that's when it stopped.
No, there was no 15, it stopped then. 6.
But even if it was 15 for that matter, a 15-year-old being sexually abused by her family, how in fuck's name is she the one who's at fault? And he got repeatedly interviewed by different media outlets, and he just doesn't get why people think he's the worst fucking person on the planet. He doesn't get it.
And he was coming from a golden glow of his main rival in Talkback, shat himself publicly in his own face.
Yeah.
Right? And he was Mr. Dickhead for a long time, and the Golden Tonsils was giving it a bit of hem, fuck you, right? And enjoying that. And now the Golden Tonsils has gone, if I stick barbed wire up my own arse, will that be fun?
Yeah, it's basically the verbal equivalent. And he just doesn't get this thing. This is so deeply ingrained, he doesn't even understand. When people point out to him what he did wrong, he still doesn't get it. And the same week, I also see a story about India, which has a very severe problem with rape endemic through the culture. Women just aren't safe anywhere. There's a story that's come out, a Swiss couple, like backpacking, husband and wife, backpacking across India. They camp somewhere, the camp gets attacked by like 6 men, the woman's raped, man's assaulted, and a local copper said, well, what were they doing there?
Local commander of coppers.
It's like, what they were doing there is hoping no one fucking raped them, okay? And he's going, well, it's their fault for not being somewhere else. And as the local activists in India have said, nowhere's fucking safe, okay? Women aren't safe in their own homes. There's always, oh, well, they shouldn't have been out after dark. Oh, it must have been what they were wearing. Oh, they must have, no!
It must have been no possessing a vagina.
There is fucking rapists. That's what the problem is.
We all know that there's poisonous juices that come out of a vagina, and if you rape and beat a woman to death, then you know you've solved a problem.
It's just, this is worldwide, and it covers generations, it covers genders, it covers countries, continents. It's just, fucking no, okay? And the answer is, don't rape anyone!
I've been given a special message by the women of the world to the men of the world, and it's simple. Would you please stop murdering, hurting, and raping us? Thank you.
It is that straightforward. People go, oh, how can we stop rape? If men stop doing it. And people do dumb shit like, oh, well, people actually start saying, like, the equivalent of a curfew on women. In India, they say literally a curfew. No. In fact, that goes right back. I remember Indira Gandhi being credited, and this is how long the problem's fucking been there, not just in India, but around the world. And someone proposed, because of the number of assaults that were happening on women, there should be a curfew, no women on the streets after dark. And Indira went, or no men on the streets after dark.
Oh, we couldn't do that. That'd fuck with people's freedoms, they said to her.
Yeah, it's just mental. And this topic, oh God, anyone who reads my blog knows I've written a rant about this that will be a video as well. Be the first shut the fuck up video I've done in a while. It's basically to the misogynists, rape apologists, victim blamers, just shut the fuck up. Because seriously, if anyone can think this way, there's no reaching them. It's just shut the fuck up. You disgust me. Okay? And I think I would need to talk about a different topic before my fucking head explodes. But a different sort of fucked up.
If you need to get physical, hey, men, listen to AZ, I'll make it simple. If you need to get physical with a woman to get your own way, change what you want.
Yeah, stop being such a fuckwit.
Think again.
Yeah.
Change what you want. Try another approach. It'll work for you eventually.
Yeah, it's like the problem is you.
Truly.
It's just as simple as that.
It is. You.
Oh my god. But this story that got some publicity this week is an incident that actually happened mid-December last year.
I am talking to you.
But the police...
Really you. No,
Moving on.
It is your problem. You've got... That's you. Yes. Yes. Good.
Yes. Incident got publicity this week. Actually happened in mid-December last year, but the police have publicised it more, trying to identify a certain truck driver. Now, what this truck driver did, he illegally dumped some incredibly toxic asbestos waste. Okay, that's bad. That if the story ends there, it's a bad
It's just
story.
bad. From there, you can't dump asbestos. It kills people. It's bad.
This guy dumped it in inner Sydney. Suburb Ultimo. Right, it's right in the middle of the city, right?
Like, you're going to kill hundreds of thousands of people depending on where the wind blows.
He can't get worse, can he?
Thank you, Raymond Briggs.
He dumped it outside 2 kindergartens.
What the fuck?
If you try to write this as fiction, I'm going to write a cautionary tale. I'm going to bring Captain Planet back, and he's going to deal with toxic waste dumpers. Yes, that's a bad problem. Toxic waste dumpers. Yeah, he's going to dump the asbestos outside a kiddie's kindergarten.
Okay, look, dude, come with me. We're going to have a coffee. Bring your stuff.
You would fire someone.
You'd fire someone for writing that.
That's such a bad hack idea.
It's the stupidest idea in the world, right? And for writers' fees, which are 20 cents a year, it's too expensive to have that dickhead around, right? You can't write garbage like that. It's stupid.
Yeah, except this guy did it. Now, he had his number plates covered up and his face covered up, so it's an incredibly premeditated thing. He knew he'd been...
really meant it.
He knew he'd been picked up on CCTVs and he's obscured it, so police are asking for help to identify him. I say, look for the truck driver who's got the Sid Snidely mustache who keeps twirling it and he's like wearing a top hat and has a constant maniacal laugh.
All the time. Like when you say, hey, how you doing? Today I'm going to eat a baby.
That has got to be what this guy looks at.
That guy's really weird.
Yeah. So, seriously, help the police out.
I like to spaff on holy books.
If you see a truck driver with a big mustache twirling it evilly, that's him. He has to be that evil.
Dob him in. Call him up. You know, he's like a bad guy. You know, he's got to be stopped because you know he's going to dump asbestos on a rabbit.
I'm waiting for him to actually...
farm.
The guy, if they don't catch this guy, I think he'll actually dump it on kiddies next time.
On kiddies, right?
It won't be in the street. He'll back up onto the playground and dump it on kiddies' heads.
Beep, beep, and the kiddies will come around. What is this beeping? They will say innocently. Oh, I love the yellow flashing light. Oh, I'm being drowned by asbestos. Soylent Green is made out of people. And, you know, What?
I did note the authorities in this were really... went to troubles to point out the penalty this guy's facing is $1 million fine and 7 years in jail.
They really mean to get this guy. When they get him, they're really
he might not get the maximum, but I'll be laying money now. This guy will go to jail.
He's going to jail.
And the fine would be so big it won't fit in his truck
It will be designed to kill his business.
Yeah, it's designed to
destroy his company, you know.
Oh, and then they'll make him shave off his evil mustache too, just to really rub it in.
They'll do it in jail. They'll give Jack the Bronzer the shears, and he'll go and like slide up near him and go clip clip. That's got to be worth $100,000. Clip clip. That's got to be worth
This is just an actual person would do stuff like this.
It's pretty spectacular.
It's just mind blowing. My God. Oh God. I want to finish on at least slightly lighter note. This is one in a recurring chain of linked stories. Now, there's a Republican state assemblyman from New York. His name's Steve Katz. Now, he is on their like alcohol and drug abuse council.
Drugs are bad, okay?
He has voted against the legalization of medicinal marijuana.
Bastards, they just won't get high and touch kittens.
He preaches... look We're close. We love. More or less, I don't want him to break when he hits the floor.
Or the studio.
Yeah, there's lights and stuff.
What
But-
the fuck?
okay.
I know.
So there's this guy, okay? He's preached against drugs in general. He's voted against legalizing medicinal marijuana. Guess what he just got arrested for possession of?
Possession of a big heart.
That's probably what he'd like you to believe.
Possession of a spirit of democracy.
Again, that's how he likes to portray himself.
A shitload of dope.
Bing, 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 bing. The board says 100 respondents picked that this fucking hypocrite how did he get busted? At 10 in the morning, he's speeding, okay?
Well,
and it's a 65 zone, so it's pretty high limit.
Quick, right?
And he's booked it going at 80 miles an hour. This is not kilometres for us in Australia and Europe. It's not kilometres. It's a 65 mile an hour zone. So he's doing 80.
He's like already allowed to go 110, 115 in there.
And he's doing 130, 140 kilometres an hour.
In there,
okay?
right? And so you just going, dude, it was quick enough.
Yeah.
It was a quick enough road. You were pretty right, but you're fucking booking at like 130. What are you doing?
So he's pulled over by a cop, and he's a 59-year-old white guy, okay?
Right, so if he was actually doing the 65, nothing would have happened. I guarantee nothing would have happened.
And the cops pulled him over and smelled the dope in his car. So this guy, speeding, has got enough dope in his car to make a cop suspicious of a 59-year-old white guy.
He didn't have the wit to seal it in a fucking sealable plastic and stick it in the boot. He didn't have the wit to do that. A simple precaution, but no.
He didn't have the wit to not fucking speed while he's carrying drugs! I never get this. This is like, I see this in the street occasionally. Someone who's got drugs on them hassles a cop. Why would you do that?
Why would you do that?
Someone who's carrying is loud in public and makes a scene and giggles and cackles like they're obviously off their head. And then they go, oh, the cops busted me, man. It was victimization. No!
It was dickheadization. Yours.
So, please, and again, this guy's done all this process. Well, I don't think this should stand in the way of my job, being a legislator. I don't think it should wipe out my good history. He also said, apparently, I don't think I should tell my boss. He's shown up to the state legislature, and he hasn't told his boss. And so it's like, oh, let's pass some laws. Let's make some speeches. Boss goes, what's in the fucking paper?
Tell me, Jerry. Is there anything you want to give me a heads up on? Is there anything you maybe want to tell me? No, it's all good, man. Don't worry about it. It's good. It's all good. I think we should squash homosexuals. Well, you don't tell me about maybe what you're doing yesterday morning, about 10 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, I was doing. I was going on the freeway. It was a cop. Yeah.
Seriously,
no, it's all good.
The guy didn't tell his boss he'd just been arrested for speeding and drug possession. It's just, what? How sort of self-centered and self-absorbed do you have to be? So, he said that he's sure once the facts are laid out, everything will be hunky-dory. Dude, unless you establish the fact the cop is lying, I don't see this ending well for you. And honestly, I would be far less worked up. I'd probably get a bit of a giggle out of a 59-year-old Republican busted for drug possession if he wasn't a hypocrite. If he hadn't voted against medicinal marijuana. If he isn't lecturing about drugs all the time. And oh, dude, just by the by, I was holding it for someone else. Doesn't work.
No, it doesn't work.
Not even to your parents. Like,
no.
Ask the average teenager. That's not mine.
Involving penis theft.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
I'm holding it for a friend.
No.
Ooh, that just took on a different meaning, didn't it?
It did, didn't it?
If you wondered where penis theft come into it, look at the second channel. Less Angry Aussie. That's another important story we discussed.
He wouldn't believe in penis theft unless it happened to him.
Yeah. So, yeah, honestly, if you are going to legislate in whatever direction, whether it's the left, the right, the centre, just don't be a fucking hypocrite Because maybe this guy did do good his whole life, but all he's ever going to be remembered for is being the speeding druggie.